Welcome back. So, we just saw a dramatic vision that Kaitlyn experienced while praying to Vera. No, not Vera. To, what was her name? Rona, the goddess of home, hearth, and hospitality. Um, do we want to just like fast forward to tomorrow? You guys wanted to like maybe do some supplying in order to make sure you had everything you needed for your quest.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
It's fine
Okay.
with me. Just during the day, I do take Frecky aside, since we have adventured in the past, and I, I talked to her, and I'm actually going to. Let's see, Frecky. I haven't actually shown anyone this yet, but don't tell anyone. But I can see that you're someone who does have some depth to her, and I kind of tap her cat ears as usual. So
Thank you,
I'm going to
Thomas.
show you something that I haven't shown anyone else. I start conjuring up. I just kind of hold an image of a lot of gold on my hand. It is a. So I just hold out my hand, and a lot of gold appears on it.
I lick my lips.
What was that? Yes. I know that together, I'm sure we can come up with great ways to come up with a lot of this, since I know you love shiny things.
And nothing else. Never interested in anything else but shiny things, ever.
Wonderful.
I stare at Donald and his hand, kind of expectantly.
Kind of just flip them over, flip my hand over, and it just kind of passes through all the gold. I like wave it away.
Was I able to summon my familiar?
Yeah, so let me take a look exactly at what that process is like for you.
I love that someone in chat just said Value King strikes again. That's good.
So, Pact of the Chain, you learn the Find Familiar spell, so that one that I sent to you, and you can cast it as a ritual, so it's going to take you 10 minutes to cast it. When you cast it, you can choose one of the normal forms, or you can choose an imp, a pseudo-dragon, a quasit, or a sprite. Additionally, when you take the attack action, you can forego one of your own attacks to allow your familiar to make one attack of its own. So you wanted an imp as your familiar. Okay. Let me see if that's back here. You have the player's handbook?
Yep.
Okay. In the back on page 306, there's a stat block for the imp. So you have one of those following you around.
Okay. I assume that when Donald says to not tell anyone about this, he pokes his head out from under my cloak. So I just kind of like push him back in, as if I'm moving my shoulder backwards or.
Okay, so you've kind of hidden your imp so far.
Yes.
What's the name of your imp?
As much as Frecky likes his pets and whatnot, he doesn't really see them as equals, so he doesn't bother
name it.
naming. No.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So, what's the plan? Have y'all met and agreed to go on this adventure yet?
Well, as soon as I see Bardrick, wherever that may be, whether it's in the street or in the tavern or,
Probably hanging out at
whatever.
your house.
Okay, I grab her. You have to get used to that. I grab her and I pick her up and I swing her around and I was like,
Ooh.
I've had a vision, and I put her down. Oh, I put her down. I've had a vision, and I am coming with you. I know this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be with you right here, right now, on this quest.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I knew you wouldn't let me down, bro. We are the old schoolest of old schoolers. I know
Yes.
you got my back.
I've
right?
never been to school. You know that, right?
That's okay.
I don't know what, okay. But
It's
you know
okay.
that school, I lived in the woods. Beside the point.
It doesn't
Where do we
matter.
start? What do we do? Where do we start? I'm excited to let's grab Donald. Let's grab
Yeah.
Frecky. Let's grab whoever we can.
Yeah.
So Donald and Frecky, you're both on board with trying to find someone to commit to resurrecting Juliet.
I'm game to talk to Hestia.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well,
Before
you're like friends with her, right? Like you like homies, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. You can convince her then.
And Kaitlyn, you're on board also?
Oh, I think I was the most on board.
That's true. It seems like it. Okay, so let's see. I need my calculator. Where is it? Oh my god, computer.
I'm still trying to like enter in like the information for these spells. It is hard to enter into this thing.
It's all good. All right, each of you gains 175 experience.
Woo. Easiest XP in my life.
Yep.
Before we
Oh, good.
Oh, sorry. Before we rejoin the party, I just want to ask Donald, like, what is your plan to acquire all of these shiny riches?
Oh, it's simple. We simply go to very exciting places, and then those places usually have riches.
I look side to side, like maybe I missed something. It's usually why I go on these quests, though. You want me to follow you?
It's not really either of us following each other. It's us following wherever adventure will take us.
Are you
I'm
guys just
not.
talking by yourselves? Like this is like a whisper between you guys?
Yeah, just an idle chatter.
Okay.
And besides, on this one, it seems like there might not be any immediate profit, but I'm sure that the knowledge of how to resurrect someone and these powerful magics that work would be very fascinating and worth something.
I'm sure as long as we explicitly state that we are. I forget what the exact thing is called. As long as we explicitly state that we're doing my goal, whether we get it or not, Stephen will give us experience. No?
I think if you make 0 monies, you will not get experience.
Nope, you've got to do something that leads to you achieving it in some way.
All right.
All right, so yeah, do you guys want to purchase anything, or are you just going to set out?
I only need to make sure that I have enough rations on me, so I'm just gonna add that, and that's about it.
Okay. Each one ration is 2 gold. Wait, it's 2 rations
Whoa.
for 1 gold piece.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say, I was like, wow.
They got way more
Inflation.
expensive. Yep. Yeah.
Where? I'm sorry. Just
Oh, wait.
as a matter of reminding me and whomever. Where's the lead for this?
What do you mean? What lead?
We have to go. I figure we go to Hexia because, like.
No, the
he
guy in the
told us-
tavern
Oh.
overheard
Oh,
us.
yeah. Well, no, he told us to get out. Like he was not happy with the whole concept
Okay.
because he's just not. He's not badass enough. So.
Right on. Okay. So
By the way, Frecky, do you happen to know how to detect magic?
Let me check.
If we're traveling with 2 rangers, that means we got like lots of foraging.
I'm not a ranger.
I actually don't.
no.
No, but Kellen is. Okay, so we don't need to be buying rations, right? Because you can make them out of.
That's
the
not a
ground.
guaranteed thing, though.
Yeah. That's not
I would
guaranteed.
suggest
Anyways, then.
hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yep. Having them is better than not.
Is detect magic a cantrip? Or
No,
I don't think
first
it's a
level.
cantrip.
it's
Let's see. You're
the
a
thing
warlock.
below a cantrip?
Detect magic is not a warlock spell.
Okay.
I have it though, and it's a level 1.
Yep.
Oh, do you have it prepared the day before we travel? I'll come up to you.
I can if we're just in town and you're like asking me to like detect magic on something for sure.
Yeah, hey, could you take a look at this apple juice?
What?
I feel like this might be something.
Sure. And then I guess I kind of take it like, and I sniff it a little bit. Smells like apple juice. All right. I guess I humor him. Like, I'll detect magic on it.
Okay. Let me tell you what. Let me see exactly what this spell does, which should already spoil you as to what I'm going to say. Detect magic. For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. Well, all right.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me anything about it.
If you sense magic this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you can learn the school of its magic, if any. Okay. As soon as you activate the spell, it's immediately obvious to you that this is magical.
Okay, I'm a little shocked by that, so I'm like, whoa, this really is magic apple juice. What?
Let's
fascinating.
see.
I got it off of a very special apple, and
Have
I was
mushroom?
wondering whether or not to keep it or drink it, and I suppose now we'll be keeping it.
This is the school of magic is necromancy.
I don't know so much if you want to be drinking this apple juice, because it's like necromantic and not the good kind of romantic. Just saying.
Oh, thank you for that advice. All right.
You're welcome. But what? Oh, what if it's like the kind of apple juice that raises people from the dead?
You know, it actually could be. Perhaps I'm the answer that you've been looking for this whole time.
Oh my god! I'm so excited. Okay, we need to preserve this apple juice just in case. We need to. Where did you get the apples from? We need to know if we can like make some more. What if it works? We gotta try it on something that's dead.
Well, I don't have a lot of it. I only have this vial. It was a very small apple, but it is good to know. And it was one of a kind, but it's good to know. I suspect that this may be able to resurrect the dead. So we'll have this as Plan B.
Why would that do? That needs to be a plan A. I think we should just try it. But
Wait,
no,
do we
wait.
have Juliet's
She doesn't have a
body
mouth
anywhere?
right now. No. She kind
Where-
of just she like apparently dissipated into a goo thing and sort of kind of no longer exists physically.
I don't think my apple juice
So-
will work then.
Maybe.
In fact, it seems like that will make it a lot harder to resurrect her.
I thought there was a body involved.
I mean, that's kind of the hard part with her. There's not really so much of a body as just a mist of blood, and I think that was it.
Do we have the mist of blood?
No.
Do we know where the mist of blood is?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll have that be Plan B. We'll talk to Hexia, see if she can do anything with that. But we may need to be finding a spear instead. The spear of possible resurrection.
Of possible, yes. Okay.
That's a good renaming of the spear.
All right. Let's just talk to Hexia then. Maybe she's got more she's more OP or something. I don't know.
True.
I'll let you talk to her. I'll just wait outside. Quick question.
Yeah.
Does anyone here either know how to ride a horse or owns a horse? Because I own a horse, and Bardrick can ride with me if need be. I have Lady stabled in town.
Why, of course, riding horses is the first thing they teach us nobles.
At noble school.
I could probably
Perfect.
steal a horse.
Oh, so you went to school. We had a discussion about school earlier that I didn't go to school. Sorry.
A shame.
Noble school.
Frecky, can you ride?
I can ride, of course.
Okay. How tall are you? I'm sorry.
6 feet.
Okay, so you're okay.
Whoa, you a huge bitch.
That's one big bitch. And Trump, you're a human, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna have to at least get 2 more horses if we're gonna ride a horse. What say you? What do you think? Should we get horses or are we on foot?
I mean, I
Well, it seems like this journey will be short.
it's only
I
4
feel like
hours.
We're just going there. Okay, of course. We can discuss horses later. So I'm sorry. You know what? I will shut my lips now.
Gotta bring a
Well, I
wagon.
didn't know that the great hero was so lazy that he would not walk for a few hours.
He's in love. His brain isn't fully there anymore.
That is none of their business.
What? Like everybody knows. God.
You're right. They do.
He's totally trying to hide his girlfriend of 3 months.
Yeah.
Very smooth,
Oh,
Kellen.
shit.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Let's. That's fine. Let's have a nice. Let's make a day of it.
All right. So, who is going to lead the group on their journey to Hextia's hut?
Let's see. Are we still
Bye-bye.
using the world travel rule things?
I think within a zone, we're going to ignore the world traveling. But
Okay.
when you leave a zone, we'll need someone to like really do that.
I don't mind being on point.
Okay.
I know the way. I've
True.
been there before.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you roll a survival check with advantage, Kellen?
Okie dokie.
I take it there's no easy road to Hextia's hut.
No, there's no road that's there. There's probably like a trail, so you're not going to get lost or anything. But I do need to see if you encounter anything on the way.
22
Yeah.
on the survival with advantage.
Damn, look at that. So you make excellent time. You get there in 3 hours. Okay, they are 3 very uneventful hours. The road is quick, and finally you crest one last hill, and you're looking down towards a small yard that's fenced in. There's a couple chickens scratching around at the ground. There's 2 rooster heads on fence posts next to a gate, and there's a small, awkwardly shaped hut that's just built out of raw wood, sitting in the middle.
And on the way, I would have asked Frecky and Donald if they'd ever been to Hexia's before.
Yes, I went there once with Karthak, and it was through her that we learned about some tower.
Whoa,
Okay.
what was the tower?
Oh, it was an adventure. I'll tell you along the way.
Who complained about her? Was it Darius? Or was it
Who complained about her?
someone
What was their
complained about her
complaint?
to me? Like crazy chickens, roosters.
It sounds like something Karthak would say.
Something was Karthak. Oh
I don't
well,
remember.
I've
Kinda
heard of
dig
her.
through
She
my
sounds
memory.
wonderful.
Did Hextia not like Juliet?
I don't think Hexia had
No,
a problem with
Hexia-
Juliet.
Hexia had an arrangement with Juliet to get a
Okay.
baby out of her belly. So, if anything, I'm thinking she's going to want to help.
Great. All right, let me handle this. I know Hextia well.
Okay. So you're approaching the door first, Donald.
Sure.
Okay. As you walk through the rooster heads, they crow as you pass them. The rooster heads on the gate. Yeah, they're dead, empty eye sockets, just gazing balefully at you. You just like pound on the door, Donald.
Yeah. Hextia, I couldn't get enough of your delicious tea.
You hear a voice from inside. Oh, is that Donald? And then you hear, a clash and clatter of pans. You hear something fall down. You hear a cat go. Meow, meow. And then the door opens and Hextia's there, wizened old crone. She leans up on the door frame sultrily and says, "My, Donald, it's been too long since I've seen you. Come in. Wait, who are your friends?"
It has been too long. We have the hero, Kellen. We have the devious Frecky, and we
You
have
actually can't see me when you try and point to me.
we have the renowned musician Bardrick.
Sup, Hex?
Kurthak's not with you, is he?
No, no.
Good. Come in. She opens the door and stands aside.
I'll lead him
Yeah.
in.
Against my
Violent.
better judgment, I go in again.
I swiftly scamper in, like as the door is about to close.
Yeah. Yeah. She glances at you and scowls, and then she like bends down and wipes up some mud that you tracked in off the floor. She pulls out a couple of chairs that were sort of perched underneath the overloaded kitchen table with books and beakers and everything. There's just kind of an explosion of mess everywhere. There's books and papers piled up in corners. There's little like twigs and bones hanging from the rafters. Yeah, it's a kooky old house filled with stuff. She sits down and she says, "Now, what is it you're here for? I know you like my tea, but nobody likes my tea enough to travel all the way out here." She
Well,
goes in
Hexia,
and she gets a pot and she puts it on.
I've come to help because I've heard that some evil ruffians stole your magic or some such.
Yes, goblins.
She says,
Man,
"Goblin."
curse those goblins.
They are really terrible. It's been quite some time that they've had it. I worry for their physical integrity at this point.
Oh, goblins and magic. It might
I
be
mimic his
to see what
laughter
happens to
after.
them.
Yes, you're going to go get it back for me, right?
That might be possible. Hexia, the truth of the visit is that I've come seeking your great knowledge. What do you know about raising someone who's dead?
Yeah, she just like sets the teapot down on the table, stands up and puts her hands on both of the table, like both of her hands on the table, and she like fixes you with one large, slightly lighter blue eye than the other eye. It says, "Who wants to know?"
Juliet wants to know.
That fool girl got herself eaten by a gibbering mouther. Terrible, terrible. And it was carrying my child, no less. I don't think I have much news for her. I can't. You didn't bring her with you, did you?
No. So she's like she's kind of no more. And there's like her baby and stuff that's actually yours. So what if you bring her back from the dead and then you get the baby and we get Juliet?
You have a lot of gall coming here. Why don't you make a persuade check, Bardrick?
Okay. Let me just get used to how to do that again. Oh, I just
Yep,
pressed
yep.
the button for persuasion.
Yeah.
Boop beep boop.
So that's a charisma check, right? Okay. So possibly you could spend your study die on it, but that's a success. So you don't need to. Yeah, she turns to you and crosses her arms and says, "You've got a lot of gall coming here. I was sad to lose that child, though. And
It was
Juliet."
special, right? It was like a god baby, right? That's what she was saying. She felt
Yeah,
its like godly powers. Sounds
about
pretty
that.
important.
I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't know exactly what happened. I know what I saw, but and then I tell her the story of the the godlike looking thing that came and
Yeah.
gave powers and
Why don't-
took the baby away.
Tell us what happened, Killen, because there's probably people who are watching who don't know.
Son of a bitch! It's been months, man.
Well, you were there on the edge
I
of a
remember,
mountain.
I remember the bullet points of the thing,
Yeah, you were there on
Was-
the edge of a mountain, and there were
Right.
these gibbering mouthers coming out of the caves.
right? And then she fell to them.
Yes.
We
One of
ended
them
up
devoured her.
Yep, and we ended up defeating the gibbering mouthers.
Yes.
But she was like there's almost nothing left of her because
I think Kurthek like sucker punched the gibbering mouther off a cliff.
yeah, just like the 5-point exploding heart technique or whatever, just like bashed off a cliff, and then we saw from the cliff because a godlike figure, and did it have antlers and?
No, it was a wizened old woman with 6 breasts.
There you go. Went down and scooped up the baby, right?
There was like a small portion of the gibbering mouther that it grabbed, and then you saw a blinding flash of light, and then she was holding Juliet's child.
Right, there you go. After that, one does not, and I'm talking to Hexia, one does not walk away from something like that without something extra, a scar. I discovered that just by watching this event happen that I have some sort of new magic within me, and I have yet to find a way to use it properly. But besides, what do you make of this, Hexia?
This is a great challenge for you. Resurrection is a tricky magic. It requires much. You will need to spend the night here. I will need to pore over my tomes, look through my scrolls to know if it's even possible. But I can tell you this. Without any trace of Juliet's body, the magic becomes far too difficult for me. It's possible you could go and try and find some memento from her. If you knew where she fell, perhaps some part of her yet remains, steeped and locked in the soil below. But the magic is beyond my ability to perform without some physical artifact of Juliet. For that, you would have to go for someone older.
Whoa. Okay.
Donald, did you tell her about the thing that you were thinking? The item?
No.
Okay. Maybe not never mind.
What item? She looks back and forth between Kellen and Donald.
Well, now that you mention it, I'll pull out a vial. I have this absolutely delicious apple juice with me. It seems to have some necromancy magic.
An apple juice with necromancy magic? Where do you get this from?
I got it from a tree.
A
He's
tree?
gonna take credit for it, but I grabbed it.
Well,
Listen.
it was my eyesight which thought that it might be important. I seem to remember that you thought it was completely worthless, Frecky.
Children,
As you can see, I have a good eye for things.
There's no necromancy magic in apple juice. Now, stay here, have some tea. You can sleep on the floor, and I'll pore over my scrolls, and I will tell you what can be done on the morrow. Yes? Yes. Good.
Oh.
Necromancy apple juice. She turns around and she starts stomping upstairs, and then she gets to the top of the stairs and shouts down, "Go catch a chicken and cut its head off. We'll eat dinner at sundown."
So
Not
as she's going upstairs, I kind of pull Donald aside and say and ask him, so I heard when you were knocking on the door that you tried her tea. Do you have a baby inside of you now? Because that's kind of how Juliet got it.
Why, how mean of you to suspect this nice woman of drugging her tea, or of demonizing her tea. I assure you it's quite fine.
Oh, okay. I just going by what happened I saw it with my own eyes. No offense meant, of course. I'll go help with the chicken, and I'm out.
Cool.
Is the cat still meowing?
Oh yeah, no, no. You see it actually. It's up on a shelf in the upper corner of a kitchen, just sort of tucked behind a flower pot or something like that, staring down at you. It sees you, Frecky, and it just puffs up its tail really big.
I start walking towards it, and I have human hands, but they have claws on the end. And I go
Okay.
like this as I walk to it and purr at it.
Yeah, it goes. You're just like standing there staring at it and growling. Okay, good. Kellen, give me a dexterity check.
Okay.
Damn, dude. Yeah, you walk out the door and there's a chicken. It's just sitting there on in the dirt at the bottom of the stairs, looking at you. And it tilts its head to the side and it goes, "What? What do you do?"
I fucking Rocky Balboa grab that shit.
All right, cool. You go rocketing down the stairs, and the chicken takes off through the yard. What do you do?
I'm gonna get that fucking chicken. I'm gonna get it.
Okay, yeah. There's an excellent sequence where it runs past the gate and the rooster's caw, and it looks back and it goes "Bah!" as it's running away from you. It runs back like through the fence, and it runs under the fence, and you go leaping over the fence. And finally, I think it tries to run like into another group of chickens, but like they sort of slow it down just enough that you're able to dive tackle it and grab the chicken. It's hanging from its neck in your hands, just sort of flapping its wings and going bark, 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 bark.
I got it.
Excellent.
I look for a stump or something that she cuts whatever wood on, and I
Yeah. There's a
chop
stump
its head
with,
off.
there's a stump with an axe sitting down next to it. You just
Yep.
you
Grab
know.
up the axe and just.
Cool. As soon as you chop the head off, the stump opens up a mouth and goes.
Gee, oh God!
What?
He totally thinged me. You ever see the movie The Thing?
Good
Yes.
Lord.
Yeah. The thing is fantastic.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one of
okay.
the best movies.
Now hold on. Did it eat the chicken?
No.
Oh, okay.
It just opened up a mouth on the side of the stump and screamed.
Okay, I fucking take the. Did I get the head cut off?
Oh yeah, no, you got
Okay, so I just back off from the thing and just chalk it up to being at Hexia's place. And
Yeah, you
Don't
hear
even-
Hexia call from inside. Good job.
Jesus.
Okay.
Okay, so that was a lot more exciting than I expected it was going to be. But here's the headless chicken.
Cool. Yeah, you bring it back inside, and eventually, you all get it plucked, and she roasts it over a cook fire, starting at sundown. So probably by 9 or 10 p.m., the chicken is smelling delicious. She's got some fresh thyme that she's been sticking into its skin, and it's been basting it with butter and everything. So it's a really, really nice meal that she's put out with for you with some potatoes and some carrots and a roast chicken. Now, she's still in the middle of going through all of her books, and it's going to take her until tomorrow for her to be able to definitively say what she thinks about the process of resurrection. But she offers you all a place to sleep. She clears away some space in another room and invites you all to bed down there for the night. Are you going to take her up on the offer?
Yeah.
Why my Hexia? If I knew you were such an excellent cook, I would drop by more often.
She smiles at you and she says, "Well, now you know." And then she smiles simperingly.
Even
Well-
better than Nando's.
More tea?
Why? Yes,
I'll
thank you.
pass on the tea.
Okay, only Donald is drinking the tea. Okay, great.
I instinctively just touch my stomach like.
Yeah, she says she looks at you and says, "It's not that kind of tea, honey."
I feel like I would take some of the tea, but I've been focused on the cat this whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. It's just sitting up there on its shelf, like all puffed up.
I pull my bedding down to below the bookcase, and that's where I curl up.
Okay, underneath the cat. Good. Kellen, what
Quick
you were about to
question: is her imp here, like walking around?
say?
Or I mean, I'll ask Frecky. Is your imp here walking
Frecky,
around?
tell us about your imp.
My imp is still nestled under my cloak. I don't
Okay,
think
so we haven't seen it yet.
only Donald probably would have noticed it.
Okay.
I think it can turn invisible. It can shape change into the beast form of a rat, a raven, or a spider, and that's it.
How long can I?
Oh no, it
Keep
can
that
turn
shape?
invisible. It can turn into invisible until it attacks or until concentration ends. Yes, it can just keep that shape forever.
Huh.
Yep.
I feel like, are you like, can it go back or is this like
Yeah,
Animorphs?
it can go back.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll say that sometimes you'll see a raven really close to Frecky or like in the sky, and it seems kind of like oddly coincidental. And then other times it seems like maybe there was something that suddenly poked up below my cape, and you'll see me pat my back. But that's it for now.
But we haven't really seen the imp yet.
No, maybe one like devious hand that Donald saw.
Just like a
Ugh.
strange, child-sized, like the size of an infant's hand, but like red and scaly, just like
Yes.
pulling the cloak down.
And maybe a horn too.
That's some
Okay.
of the ring level shit.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Are y'all setting a watch or doing anything special overnight or what?
I'm just reading up on my spells, trying to get all ready for whatever might come out of this, and that's about it.
Okay. So let's see. In this room, there's a grandfather clock in the corner, and it's ticking slowly. There's a large fireplace, and in the fireplace is just ashes. This fireplace is empty, but in front of it, there's a bowl of lentils. And on the mantle, there is a miniature stuffed bear.
Ooh, it's kind of unnerving.
It's about the size of a cat.
That's like
So,
half the size of
Hexia's hut
me.
has 2 floors to it, right?
Yes.
Are there any books or whatnot available on the first floor?
Are you looking for a book in particular? Because there's books everywhere, basically.
Does it seem like Hexia doesn't want people to go to the second floor based off of just...
Yeah, based off of like body language and the way she's been inviting you to like be in these areas, it seems like she doesn't really want people upstairs.
Okay. No, I have no real interest in this.
Okay, cool. So
Well,
y'all are just gonna
With that grandfather clock ticking, I'm gonna bed outside.
okay. Give me a perception check, Kellen.
Okay.
Yeah, that grandfather clock. Both of its hands are just pointing straight down and not moving.
But it is ticking.
Yeah.
Grab
Isn't that
Bardrick.
meant to like move more?
Yeah, look at this.
Look at that
Hey,
clock.
guys. I've never seen a
hello.
clock. I've never seen a clock that ticks, but the hands don't move.
What would happen if we moved the hands? Do you
Don't.
think we like mess with time?
Hexia down here right now?
Hextia's not down here. You hear her just like mumbling and shuffling things around upstairs every once in a while.
Yeah, maybe if you move them far back enough, it would bring Juliet back.
Oh my god. We have to try that. And then like goes over to the clock and starts trying to jump up, like obviously very futilely, but like trying to grab the hands.
Yeah.
You see Bardrick then go behind like a chair and like grab a chair and then like drag it like with a lot of effort like across the floor, just
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
and then put it up against the clock.
Okay.
And then it's on the clock or
Yep.
on the stair.
Yeah. Now standing on the chair, you can reach the face of the clock.
And she just like gets her finger up to touch the things pointing down, and she starts to tap them and trying to move them forward.
Yeah.
Or back-
Okay.
forward.
Yeah. Like, what you're trying to push them backwards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Counterclockwise. Literally.
Yeah. How much time are you trying to push them backwards?
As much as my little hands will reach.
Okay. Let me think. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God, that's
I-
not good for me.
Hang
As
on.
soon as
let
I
me-
see her bringing the chair over, I immediately just like walk away and pretend like I'm not seeing any of this. I'm not trying to stop her, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
hang on. I want to
I'm
get
not
like
a party to this.
I want to get a vision of where everybody is. So here's where we all are. I'm going to draw the room, and then we'll do this. So let's see. Here's the
God.
room. This. Here's the grandfather clock right here. So, and here's the fireplace. Here's a bowl of lentils, and then here's a little bear. This is a bear.
Okay.
Totally. Can you tell?
Can you hide the little player squares in Roll20?
Can you hide them?
Yeah, they take up half my screen for me.
I think you should be able to zoom out. If you look in the upper right-hand corner of the play area, there's a little slider. And you should be able to slide it up or down, and down is zoom out.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and
Do
put
I-
yourselves where you want to be. Kellen is there.
Yep. I'm ready for the door. I'm examining. Oh, there's a good door jam. That's very nice craftsmanship.
Okay, me, I'm just watching amusedly.
Okay, so like back here is Hexia's kitchen area. Here's a table,
Oh, I thought that was the front door.
the bookshelf area. This is the front door down here. And then
Okay.
there's a staircase leading up over here. So like down.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as long as I have line of sight on the outdoor,
Yep, you do.
I'm good.
Okay,
It's really important that we know where that bowl of lentils was. Good.
it is.
Okay.
Very important. Okay, so
Good.
let's just, Okay. Good.
Oh.
Oh,
No
boy.
reason I'm
This is
doing that.
fun.
There's no reason. All right, Bardrick, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Saving throw. So I just click the little heart, right?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. I have. Okay.
Okay, that's a
I have
result.
a thing. I have a thing.
Do you want to do your thing?
If it's not successful, I can do my studied thing because it's wisdom.
Yeah. So there's no hard success or failure on this. That indicates a thing. It's a pretty low result, though. So if you want, you can spend your study dice in order to boost that result.
Yeah, I just roll 1d4, right?
Yep. Nice. Okay, so you got a 9 instead of an 8. You know, not great, but it's better than nothing, certainly. Okay. Let's see. Let's see, strength, dexterity, intelligence, constitution, wisdom, charisma. Let me get a charisma saving throw from Kellen, Frecky, and Donald.
Oh boy.
Fucking charisma.
I'm sorry.
Charisma is
Okay,
the
I
warlock.
didn't stop you, which means I approved.
That's my main
It's for the
attacking
good of
stat.
Juliet.
Oh, wow. Kellen got wrecked.
Don't say that.
Donald
I had no
got
part
wrecked.
of this.
Frecky.
Oh, with a 3 bonus rolls the 1.
Can you just roll charisma?
On your character sheet, you just click the heart next to your charisma.
Oh, right, over there.
9. Dang, even Frecky got wrecked. Okay. Bardrick, you start pushing the hands, and you just kind of like start spinning happily. La 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 la. And then you start noticing that like the face of the clock is sort of melting and distorting and dripping kind of weirdly, and you bring your hand off of it, and you've set it back by 6 hours.
Okay.
And
all of a sudden it's Salvador Dali. Okay.
yeah, and like when you pull your hand off of it, there's like a little bit of like black ink that sticks to your finger where like the hand kind of came off with your finger. And you look around and you notice that like the windows to the outside, there's a window, let's see, I'll draw them here. There's a window here. There's a window here. Yeah, there's a window here. And on the other side of the door as well. And then there's one in the kitchen. The windows to the outside, like they all have this sort of shimmery, sort of almost like you're looking out from underwater sort of effect to them. And the sun is shining brightly, but the colors are almost too bright.
Okay.
Yes. And all four of you are there. And all four of you see each other. You all look normal. But everything else is just like, it's just oozing a little bit. And all of you here, not in your ears, but in your minds, you all hear this. That's just echoing over and over and over again.
Okay, I can come up in a sing-song voice. Oh, Hexia!
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Hang on 1 second, and then I'll
Are
tell
the
you
clock
what.
hands still moving backwards?
The clock hands are starting to tick forwards, but you can see them just sort of like bending and sort of like oozing into position.
Okay.
I'm going to cast my free cast of Armor of Agathis.
Armor of Agathis. Okay, cool. Do you have that in Roll20?
I do, but I don't know if it has the information about how I cast it for free.
That's because of an Eldritch invocation, right?
Something like that.
Let's see. Is it what?
Oh no, sorry, my free
It's
mage
armor, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. Because you have Armor of Shadows. Okay, great. Sure. Yeah, so for the next 8 hours, you have mage armor on you. Did you just put it in Roll20? Yeah.
I did
perfect.
the wrong one.
Oh, nice. I see. Let's see what exactly mage armor does. I think it makes your AC 13 plus dex. Mage
Maybe
armor.
10.
Yes, 13 plus dexterity.
Okay.
Okay, very cool. Yes. I'm taking a look at a thing really quickly.
I'm just this. So, what you described was everything is kind of oozy except for us
Yes.
in our sight.
Yes.
Okay. I because I was looking out the door to the kitchen or of the kitchen, and I see everything start, oozing and all this kind of stuff, and
Yes.
immediately I turn around to see if anybody else is caught in this, and
Yep.
I move over to Bardrick, and I try and stop whatever she's doing.
My
Yeah.
hands
By the
are,
time you reach
already
her,
moved away, but
yeah.
like,
By
they're
the time
just
you
kind of
reach her, she's
weird.
stopped.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just kind of look up over at Keller and I go, "Oops."
What did you do?
Nice. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So Donald, you go, oh, Hexia. And all of you hear this massive thump sound from upstairs. And then you hear a voice. What do you do?
Your
Get off the
clock's
chair.
broken.
Your clock's broken.
I
Yeah,
move
you
the
hear
chair away.
you hear a as you hear the sound of this person stomping in the direction of the stairs.
Do I notice anything different about the cat?
Oh, you go look at the cat. Okay, yeah, no, totally. Man, what has happened to the cat? Hold please, let me figure this out. Yeah, crouching on the shelf, the bookshelf in the kitchen, is a large cat. It's probably like man-sized. It has no tail, and there's also no skin on it. So it's just a skinned cat, but it's alive and it's looking at you. and it's weeping tears of blood from its eyes. It doesn't look in pain or anything like that, but it sort of stands up and stretches, very cat-like, and then it looks at you and it smiles.
I just start laughing.
Okay, cool. It's sort of like, give me an animal handling check.
One sec. I'm almost there.
Okay.
I don't remember if I have animal handling.
I mean, you should have it as a skill, even if you're not trained in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 16 is pretty good. Yeah, you can tell that it's like the motions that it's making are those of a creature starting to prepare to pounce. What do you do?
Am I really like this afraid of a cat?
It is a man-sized cat.
Oh.
We got fucking Battle Cat here now.
It's as big as you are, and it doesn't have any skin. So I mean, it's up to you to decide how you feel about that. It's fine.
All right. I was trying to fix my thing in Roll20. It's really hard to see things. Maybe now I cast Armor of Agathis.
Isn't that a reaction?
That's what...
So I think you can only cast it when you get hit.
Okay. But it does damage too, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like you get hit and then you damage whatever hit you. Armor of Agathis. Oh no, that's the one that protects you for 1 hour and it covers you in frost. Yeah, okay, so actually, yeah, you can cast Armor of Agathis. So that's your reaction to seeing this creature get ready to pounce?
So Hellish Rebuke is reactionary?
Yes, Hellish Rebuke is your reaction.
Right, yeah. I feel like we always see this dance.
Yeah, we all do. We always
The
get
cat
that.
is in this room, is it?
Yeah, so hang on.
Yeah.
Let me place Frecky where she should be. So you're here or so. And the cat, I will grab this and put it here. Yeah, here's the cat. Okay. And then, yeah. Okay, cool.
I think instead, see, I don't know if I have my extra damage written down, but I want to use my Eldritch Blast instead.
Okay, so go ahead and roll
Are
your
you
initiative.
attacking the cat?
Woo. Modifier is 2 for that. Okay.
What's my initiative again? Is it?
You have to select your token and then go to your character sheet and just click the initiative button.
Oh, I just don't have enough room to select my guy. Okay, almost there. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. I wish I could see what you were looking at so I could help you
It'll be fixed soon.
solve what's going on.
If you figured it out.
Cool. Okay, so cat gets to go first. So the cat leaps at you, taking a flying leap, landing here, and it bites at you. Oops, why am I doing this? +5. Okay, I think that's a hit. So your normal armor class is 13, but then now your armor class is plus your dexterity, which is +2.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, so your armor class is 15. So it hits you, and its jaws close around your shoulder, dealing you
Which
13
shoulder is it?
it's your left shoulder.
So does it actually hit my imp instead?
I think probably your imp scurries out of the way.
Traitor.
Traitor. Okay, yeah, you take 13 damage from the bite of this beast, sinking its jaws into you. It kind of like bites and shakes a little bit, and then it's your turn. But if you do an Eldritch Blast, you're doing it at disadvantage because you're engaged in melee attack. Do you want to use your armor or your Hellish Rebuke in response to being bitten like that?
Yeah, I'm using my Hellish Rebuke instead.
Okay. Let's
Going
see.
second made the decision a lot easier.
Hellish Rebuke is actually a reaction, so you can just do it, and then you also get your turn.
Okay.
So let's see. Okay, I'm just popping your character sheet out so I have it convenient. Okay, Hellish Rebuke.
That didn't cast
Yeah,
it,
super cool. You did.
but I did
Why do you
0
have
damage.
0 damage. That's very strange. It should be 2d10 fire damage. Okay, fine. That's just fine.
Probably
Yeah.
because like the dice weren't put into the.
Right, it's
The damage
save
from the spells.
damage and 2d10. Okay, I've updated your spell so that it shows now. Okay, that's weird. Whatever.
Just twice
So
now.
it needs to make a DC 14 Dexterity saving throw. It fails, so it takes 2d10. Go ahead and roll 2d10 for me.
Is that not what it rolled already?
No,
I think
because
once you
oh
put-
no, yeah, there it is. 12 damage. Okay, yeah, so it takes 12 damage. Okay, cool.
I'm not
So yeah,
rerolling that.
it erupts in flame. But hang on, let's make sure you have the right number of spell slots. I think you should have 2.
Yeah. 2 level 2.
Right. So yes, your spell slots are 2nd level, and you have 2 spell slots. So I'm gonna up your max, and now you only have 1 spell slot left. Okay, and now it's your turn, and you can act however you'd like.
So it took the damage. Does it seem hurt?
Oh, and hang on.
Oh yeah, what JP's saying is right because warlocks have the.
So you cast it with a level 2 spell slot because that's the only spell slot you have. Let me just check
Yeah.
and make sure that Hellish Rebuke does EFGH. Hellish Rebuke. At higher levels, damage increases by 1d10. So add 1 more d10. So just roll 1d10. Nice. Look at that. Pretty epic. Very cool. Okay, yeah. You can tell that the creature is pretty seriously wounded now. And now it's your turn, so you can act.
Okay, so ever since I saw it bleeding tears of blood, I've been laughing. And
Okay.
even after it struck me, I was still laughing.
Cool.
And now that I see it's greatly damaged after trying to attack me, I'm just like howling.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast, even though it's at a disadvantage.
Hang on. You took some damage too, Kaitlyn. There, that's better. Okay, you're going to cast Eldritch Blast even though it's at disadvantage? Go for it.
But I don't know if I have like a beefier Eldritch Blast now.
Oh, yeah? So
Or
let's
did
see.
I have to try to hit with it? No.
Yeah. So you're rolling an 8 versus armor class. That's really strange that Eldritch Blast isn't doing its damage for you. Yeah. Take a look through your spells and see if you can like enter all of the right stats into like the damage slots. I don't know why they disappeared from that, but yeah. Anyway, okay, so it takes 1d10 damage, so roll that up. Do you deal more damage for your...
I think I do, and either an additional 4 or like 1d4, but I don't know where it is. I thought I had it written down, but it's not here.
What did you take? Was it Agonizing Blast? I think so, because that lets you add your Charisma modifier to the damage it deals, which would be an additional 4 damage. So it takes 6 damage, or it would take 6 damage, but you didn't hit, so yeah. Okay. So that's the end of your turn. I'd like everybody else to roll initiative, please.
Yes, sir.
And we'll go to a break pretty soon here.
For some reason,
Nice,
it's not
Kellen.
letting me click the button.
You have to
You
select
need-
your character on the map.
Yep. Exactly. So that plus 2. Okay, cool.
Wow. How does
I've
that?
got super drug quickness.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You wouldn't like me when I'm high.
Jesus.
All right, cool. So let's see. I will order these. Perfect. Hexia was at exactly the right time level that I wanted her to be at. So, Frecky, you hear stomping from the stairs, and you look up and you see Hexia walking down the stairs, except she's thinner than she was before. She's like stick thin, and all of her skin looks like it's kind of melting off of her. And her eyes are just like black pools that are just running down her face and dripping on the ground. And she looks down at you and she goes, "Oh." And that's where we're going to take our second break. So don't go anywhere. We'll come back in 5 minutes for a little
my
bit more
God.
of the weird marches.